Hello YouTube, once again. I am still playing Minecraft like I was before, and I'm still working on building adders. And what I did here is I expanded my 2-bit adder into a 4-bit adder. And by expand I mean complete scratch. So I completely abandoned my design for the 2-bit adder that I had before because it didn't work. And I adopted something called a ripple carry adder, which I'll explain more how that works later once I get on a good vantage point. So to demonstrate how it works, I've got the number 15 here with 1, 1, 1, 1 in binary, and also another number 15, which is 1, 1, 1, 1 here. And so I'm going to run over to my output over here and get the answer, which is 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, which is 30 in binary, and you can check that if you want. Which means it works, and that's a lot of bits. So this thing is pretty powerful. I think it can add, well, for a Minecraft computer, I guess, it can add any number from 0 to 15 to any other number from 0 to 15, and I will get a 5-bit number. And it is impossible to create a buffer overflow by the way I designed this program, because you cannot add a 2-bit number to another 2-bit number and get more than more than a 4. I don't even know what I just said. You can't add a 4-bit number to another 4-bit number and get something greater than a 5-bit number. It just cannot be done. Yeah. Since the maximum number of numbers that can be held in 5 bits is 31, and the maximum number that can be held with 4 bits is 15, and 15 plus 15 is 30, so you can fill up all the bits. So how this thing works is the architecture that I used is a ripple carry adder, and what that means is I've got a half adder for the first digit. What that does is it functions a lot like the adder I had before. It adds the digits, and it sends a carry value, or a C, to the next adder. And the carry value is done with an AND gate, and the sum value is done by a XOR gate like it was before. Now, all the rest of the adders in this machine, there's a total of 3 full adders, use a C in value, which is a carry value, where they take the number that was carried from the previous adder and account for it, and carry a new number to the next adder. So it's a chain of adders, basically. So a lot of the raised platforms towards the top of the adder that you can see are C values, where I'm carrying over an X value. Although that's not very reliable because I used a very haphazard way to construct this, so it's kind of random. But yeah, a full adder is 2 XOR gates, 2 AND gates, and 1 OR gate. And the 2 XOR gates are used to add like they were before. The 2 AND gates and the OR gate are used to handle carrying and to pass on to the next adder. So the beauty of this design is that I can chain together as many number of half or full adders as I want, and I can make as many bits as I want. For a n-bit adder, I need 1 half adder and n minus 1 full adders. So if I had all the time in the world and all the space, then I could have 63 full adders, and I would have a 64-bit adder, which could add up to a 65-bit number, which is very, very, very big. Impossibly big. And I'm not going to do that. So I'm probably, as you can see, I'm running out of room on my little island here. So I probably won't be expanding this anytime soon until I fix that problem. And I also discovered that for some reason my dirt patch is a spawn for cows. And so there are a lot of cows here, and I don't really know why. And they've always been there, and I've had to kill a few cows. But it was done, the sacrifice was not in vain. They died for science. It's okay. The biggest problem I had when building this thing was the buses, which is basically getting values from one point to another. As you can see, the inputs are all right next to each other, because I decided to keep it organized and sane this time around. And so I got a big traffic jam over by the inputs, where I had to get all the redstone flowing to where I needed to go without it crossing or interfering with itself. So that was kind of an issue, but I managed to figure it out by kind of winging it and pulling it together, since I really didn't have a plan building this. And it's getting dark now, so that kind of sucks, but I hope you can still see kind of what's going on. Another problem that I encountered here was redstone losing its charge, which redstone only carries charge for 15 blocks, and the way you recharge it is by using 2 NOT gates in succession. And I kind of covered this in my last video, I believe. But I only had to do this once in my first adder. I had to do this a lot of times. I can't even remember how many times I did it on this adder. I'm looking at the bus alone at the very end on the left side of the screen. I see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different double gates, and that's only one part of it. There's a lot more inside the thing itself. So that's kind of a pain. But if you're gonna build something like this, you have to keep track of that. Because if your redstone starts losing its charge, it's very hard to figure out where your problems are. And that happened to me the first time I tried to build this, and I had to scrap the whole thing and do it again. So that kind of sucked. So when building this thing, I used 2 different programs, and before you think I'm a cheater, I'm going to explain myself. I used MC Edit to create this giant swath of dirt that you see here, because I'm kind of in the middle of water. Because I didn't want to have to clear out a hillside using a shovel. Because I'm bored, but I'm not that bored, and I don't have a whole lot of time. And I didn't want to do that. So I just created a big swath of dirt, and that's really all I did. I also used a program called INV Edit, or Inventory Editor. And I used it to give myself a crap load of redstone, because I didn't want to go mine it myself, and a lot of redstone torches. Because that's a lot of wood and redstone that I don't want to mine. And these are just measures to save time, because I made a new world for this thing. And I do not want to go mine redstone. It's stupid. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to have to do that. I also gave myself a diamond shovel because I messed a lot. And I had to get rid of all the dirt that I screwed up. And so, if you still think I'm a cheater, you can go screw yourself. Because I put a lot of work into this, and everything that was placed was done so manually. All of the redstone, all of the torches, all of the above ground blocks, that was all done by me, by hand. So, yeah, that was a lot of work. But it really didn't take me a whole lot of time. It just, as soon as I set my mind to it, I had it done in about an hour. And so yeah, that's about it. I think this is really cool. I don't know if I'm going to be spending this anymore, but thanks for you guys posting in the comments. It's fun to talk about this stuff, because I love talking about computers and computer science. It's just so awesome. So, I posted this schematic if anyone wants to see it, and I'll see you guys later.